I am Dr. Rashmi Tyagi, a doctorate in chemistry from IIT Roorkee. We are going to discuss a very interesting and important chapter in chemistry, that is the periodic table, or you can say classification of elements. You have already studied about periodic table in your secondary classes. So, you have got an idea about the history of periodic table, and you know very well that Mendeleev was a scientist, a chemist, who has given so much knowledge to us about the classification of elements. So, this way we know that many chemists, scientists, they contribute to the present knowledge of periodic table, and based on that the modern periodic table is given. So, first we should see that what is the periodic table. Let us recall it and let us see the simple structure of periodic table. Mendeleev is known as the father of periodic table, and with the passage of time the improvements in the present form of periodic table has taken place. So, first of all let us recall something about the periodic table so that you can easily understand the position of different elements in the long form of periodic table, which is the present periodic table, and it is accepted worldwide. And see the structure, the skeleton of this periodic table. You can see like in a building, different blocks are there, different flats are there, and different rows of flats are there. In the same way, in this periodic table you can compare with the building and see what is the structure of this chart, the periodic, the table. So, you can see this block which is known as the S block, and here you can see this block very well, and these are the places where we are going to start filling the names of the elements. Now, we just go from 1A to 2A. Okay, you can see 1A and 2A, and then we go to the P block. You can see it very well, 3rd A, 4th A, 5th A, 6th A, 7th A, and then 0. So, let us count how many are the A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 vertical rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, this is the S block on this side and P block on that side. Now, inside we have got D block, but mind you, here the numbering is starting from here, 1B, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 7B, and then this is the 8th group, and it has 1, 2, 3 elements, and then there is F block. This block is called as D block, and below this we have got the F block, and these are also known as inner transition elements. So, again let us have a look. S block, P block, D block and F block. There are 4 blocks, and numbering also I have told you, a very latest numbering is done in a very easy way. You can remember that also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So, there are 18 groups. Groups are the columns. They are the vertical way of showing the elements. Now, let us see how many are the periods. You can see first period here, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. We have not shown any element here. This hydrogen we have shown in the middle. Actually, it belongs to the first period, and the next element in the first period is going to be helium. So, there are only 2 elements in the first period. So, first, second, we can write it here first. So, the periods are how many in number? 7 in number, and the groups are how many in number? 18 in number. So, we have got an idea about the different blocks in a periodic table. Now, after knowing about the skeleton of this periodic table, let us discuss something about the chemistry of assigning these elements to different groups and different places in the periodic table. See, Mendeleev law, periodic law was based on atomic weight, but the present system tells us, or it is based on a more fundamental property of an element, that is atomic number. And what is atomic number? It is the number of protons in the nucleus or the number of electrons revolving around the nucleus of an atom. So, as the modern periodic law, we can say that the physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic numbers. So, remember this difference. In Mendeleev's periodic table, atomic weight was the fundamental property, but in modern periodic table, atomic number is taken as the fundamental property, and this was given by Henry Moseley. He observed regularities in the characteristics X-ray spectra, and he thereby showed that the atomic number is a more fundamental property of an element than the atomic weight or atomic mass. So, as per the atomic number, we have brought this periodic table, I mean the scientist, and the stress is laid more on the electronic configuration of elements. And already we have discussed what are the periods, what are the groups, and the families also. Families means the S block. The elements which will be present in the S block will show similar properties. Why they will show similar properties? Because the number of electrons in the valence shell are going to be the same in these groups. So, that is why we call them as families. So, this is one family, alkali metals. This is another family, alkaline earth metals, and then we have got 0 group, that is the 18th group, that is the inert gas or noble gas family, and 7th is the halogen family, but we will come to this point later.